Welcome back, everyone, and hope you've had a great weekend. Ready to get recharged, and we're gonna jump back into more Beacon Pines.
A shockwave of cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill.
Alright,
Before they could react, it encased them in ice. Two boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene in a silent treehouse turned statuary. In a town brought low by its secrets sits a pair of friends, alone, together, for the rest of time.
well, that was definitely an unexpected ending we had last time. So there are definitely secrets here that we're gonna have to figure out how to get to the bottom to. No, KiraKitty has already got to the bottom of them all, and she has been dying for me to get there so she could talk about them all.
Can't be the ending.
So
I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it. We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
Alright, so we're at this one. So back to here, and yeah, so he began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to, and we would go with break.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to break. Moonlight filtered down, shimmering in the treetops.
Okay, so this one I should be able to get there in time, but I won't learn a lot with our new friends. So sure, you can be Rolo. Not getting home. I promised Rolo I'd tell him
Luca
about.
stopped himself mid-sentence.
Promised to tell him about what? Split up, Bob. You're thick as thieves now. If there's a juicy secret, you've got to tell me. Okay. You come to the treehouse and I'll tell you both what happened. Heck yeah. Okay. Oh.
Luca saw Beck skulking by the gate.
You're telling me there's nothing mysterious or creepy about this place. It's mostly boring and empty. I refuse to believe that. Big spiked gate, gloomy mansion, rich reclusive owners. It even smells
Beck
shady.
grabbed the wrought iron bars and shook the gate.
By my words, you decadent nightmare house. You will reveal your secrets to me. It was unexpected. What did you do? First of all, I told you so. Second, That's Harris Valentine. Who's she talking to? Shh. I think I'd recognize that, as a bat suit. I expect you to return that suit in working order. Of course. As long as everything proceeds as planned. There's nothing to worry about. The only thing I'm worried about is what's rightfully mine. That means making some unsavory alliances, so be it. I couldn't agree more. There comes a time to suspend hostilities. I'll deal with our common threat. This is what I'm talking about.
Beck's voice was an excited whisper.
Proper shady stuff. Someone in a suit like that grabbed me yesterday. Seriously? Shh. Understand that when this all inevitably fails, I will deny everything. I wouldn't expect anything less than you. You just worry about your part in this and let me handle the rest. I can't wait to see the look on that Woobleker's face. Yes, the truth will come to light. I'll be surprised you're so comfortable with the collateral damage. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that change is painful. Well, I was expecting shady, but this is flat out supervillain talk. You don't mind me asking, why? Why are you doing
The
all this?
mysterious figure retracted their mask, hair pushing out from all corners.
Grandma?
A chill ran down Luca's spine. His vision blurred. Beck stifled a sharp wince, and Luca looked down to see himself wrenching her hand.
An answer I can certainly respect.
Gran tousled her hair back under the face mask.
Just remember, keep everything nice and normal until the festival. Don't need lessons in rousing
Gran
suspicion.
gave Eris a curt nod and disappeared into the night. Chapter 5. What big ears you have! Lucas sat shivering in the bushes, staring at his feet. After checking to make sure the coast was clear, Beck gave him a gentle tug on his sweater.
Alright. What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Why were you so scared of the old lady in the hazmat suit? It was my gran. That was your gran. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for all this. Let's just get to the treehouse and figure things out. Either way. Yep, with Rillo at the treehouse. Okay. Last time, there's nothing to worry about. Of course, I'm not worried.
The clipboard finished writing with a scratchy flourish and looked up.
Just dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Well, maybe try minding your P's and
Mr.
Q's.
Nuncreed, arms crossed over his paunch, gave an exhausted sigh.
If there's anything you need knowing, you'll know it. Absolutely. You'll just sign here acknowledging everything is accurate. We'll be out of your hair in a flash. Oh, for the love of...
He snatched the pad and scribbled his name so hard the pen nearly snapped.
There. And would you like my eternal soul as well?
Clipboards looked at each other for a moment, almost pondering the possibility, then broke into laughter as they walked away.
Ah, haha. Mr. Nuncreed, Luca, let me give you some advice. Next time someone you don't know asks to hear your thoughts, give him a good hard bop right in the kisser. Gran tells me just to keep away from the clipboards. That's good. That's good. Gran is a smart lady, Luca. Speaking of which, you better run along home now. Too dark to be wandering on your own. Any change, answers you seek will be revealed in due time. The question is, you're told, are you prepared to live with the truth? Another day, another dollar. See you tomorrow, Z. Have you noticed how all perennial harvest folk order the same drink? Decaf cappuccino with extra foam? Why? I don't know. Just thought it was a little odd. Be weird for sure. Well, customer's always right. See you bright and early tomorrow. Can't wait.
William Kerr and Gus Valentine proudly surveyed the half-covered festival banner.
It's all coming together quite nicely. Couldn't have done it without
The
you.
mayor gave a half-hearted shrug.
Not so sure about that. Nonsense. reminds me, I wasn't able to thank your sister for her contribution. Yeah, she's been indisposed of late. Doesn't like me, does she? Oh no, it's that all. Not all. It's not that at all. She's just been busy. Of course. Regardless, I would be forever grateful if you'd pass my thanks on to her. The History Museum adds a real air of importance to the whole fair. And we couldn't very well celebrate the start of Beacon Pines without including the Valentines. My father was a great man. You darn tootin' he
Kerr
was.
locked his arm on Gus's shoulder.
I mean the entire Valentine family. Present company included. Can I ask you something, Mr. Kerr? Call me William. Ask away. William, why are you doing all this? Yes, I never felt the need. I needed the compelling reason to throw a party. Not just the festival. All of this. There's gotta be 100 down on their luck towns out there. My perennial harvest so invested in helping Beacon Pines. You know, what I love most about the agricultural business? Seeds. Seeds. Yep, little bundles of potential.
In his eye, Kerr gestured grandly toward the horizon.
You treat a seed right, nurture it, feed it, and it grow into something truly special. You see potential here? Undoubtedly. Seeds of greatness are already under our feet. All it needs is a little nudge. And the right leadership, of course. Oh. Good night, Mayor Valentine. Oh, this is nice. Cheers is just a little further from here. So what's your buddy Rollo like? Well, he's Rollo. Not particularly helpful. I just never thought about it. Lots of energy. He's funny even when he's not trying to be. Things have been tough for his family since the foul harvest. It's about time you tell me what this foul harvest thing is. It's kind of a long story. Maybe with highlights, okay? Used to be a fertilizer company here called Valentine's. They're kind of a big deal. Oh, big deal fertilizer. It's a big deal to us. Their stuff really worked. Farmers loved it. The Valentine's grew and grew. The pipes pretty much grew around it. Most everyone in town either worked for Sharper Valentine or used his fertilizer. Things were good. I'm sensing a big but. Around 6 years ago, Sharper Valentine suddenly died. And something changed. Changed how? Could have been a bad batch. Maybe it was in the water or air or soil. Nobody knows. But all the crops died. Everyone blamed the Valentines. Foul harvest. Yeah. Valentine's fertilizer went out of business. Half the town lost its jobs. Sheesh. Next year, the crops came back, but something was different. Plant a crop, do right, and it's sort of a crapshoot what happens. No one knows why? Nope. Take it, Rollo's farm got the short end of the stick. Yep, for some reason their farm was hit harder than others. Sucks. Things have gotten better since Perennial Harvest came to town. Beacon Pines Reborn initiative? Yep. First thing they did was give the town a deep scrub. They put us up in hotels, one over for a week, while they decontaminated the groundwater. Very good going. I'm hearing is that they had complete run of the town for a whole week. Alright, and
Luca gently baited a feather, good for skimming the surface.
let's see. It's about time. I was going to give up and go home. Who's the new kid? Name is Beck. He must be Rollo. See, my reputation precedes me. Welcome to Mission
Rolo
Control.
waggled his head with pride.
You'll find we've been spared no expense in the construction. I've seen worse looking piles of junk. Thanks. Hey, Luca, you know the security concerns we talked about? Yep. While I was waiting, I made some improvements. Let me lock this baby down for a little test infiltration. Can't be too safe these days. Okay. He goes all out, doesn't he? Always. Junk in the first place. There's a guy in town named Geoff who trades us junk for snacks. Junk food for junk. Nice. So, pretty sweet security, right? It was managed to. I'll give you that. Luca, are we sure we can trust this new recruit? I'll vouch for her. Thanks, I guess. Okay, Luca, you promised to fill me in on the Valentine's warehouse.
Luca sucked in a lot.
So like I said, there was someone there. What are they doing? I don't know, but the place was lit up and active. Maybe they were squatters. I don't think so. They seem more organized. The man pulled me in. I saw some sort of equipment running. The man pulled you in? Yeah, but I got away. He kept saying he was a man. You were wearing a mask, right? Yeah. They could have been a woman. How'd you get away? Grabbed a rock or something and broke their mask. So they let go and I ran. Hey, that's intense. No wonder you freaked out when you saw your grandma. Yeah, that's the other part. Here, Beck and I saw Harris Valentine meet with Gran. They're in the same sort of
Rolo
hazmat
let
suit.
out a low whistle.
They weren't there for idle chit-chat. It was a proper clandestine meetup. So let me get this straight. There's an operation in full swing at the Valentine warehouse. You were almost abducted by a strange man or woman in a protective suit. When you saw your gran in the same, and then you saw your gran in the same suit talking with Eris Valentine. Pretty much. I'm beginning to think that this town is kind of awesome.
Rolo and Luca shot back a look.
No offense. And so we can logically conclude aliens or alien zombies have infiltrated the town. Of course. So, and their leader is your gran, and she's tried to murder you. First of all, and for the last time, there are no aliens. Second, it could have been my gran at the warehouse. I broke the person's mask to get away. The mask gran was wearing wasn't damaged. But she's definitely hiding something. Maybe. Your gran is weird. She might be the most boring person in the universe. She doesn't sit around all day making jam. What could she possibly have to hide? I don't know. We haven't talked much since you moved in. Gran isn't from here? Well, she came a few months to take care of. I see. Did you know your gran before? Not really, no. It's been years since I'd seen her. Look, don't take this the wrong way. Are you sure your gran is on the up and up?
Luca gazed out the window.
Just saying. It sounds like strange stuff has been happening since she showed up. You'd say the same thing about your family. But you're right. Look at your Gran is hiding something. And Pa always said folks only bury stuff worth digging up. You need to investigate your house. If my Gran really is hiding something, don't you think I would have noticed by now? It's kind of the whole point of hiding something. I guess you're right. Gran's been leaving the house for hours at a time this week. I'll call you tomorrow when the coast is clear. We can start getting to the bottom of this. I'm always game for a good snoop. You can count me in. Okay.
Chapter 6.
So, big plots.
Secret lair. Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day.
What time is it? I hear you. It's probably them. Well, what on earth is that? Ridiculous thing in your head? Oh, this? It helps me think. You're gonna need a lot more of those. Joke all you want. See who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. The coast clear? Yep, whatever she's been up to this week, it's been keeping her busy most of the day. Very well. The game is afoot.
Luca and Beck rolled their eyes as Rollo strutted across the room.
If I were Gran, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it.
Rollo flung open the cabinet with confidence. He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume anything that dusty isn't what we're looking for. Maybe she wants you to think. Then again, a good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. First hunches are for suckers. Eureka! She'll have fire to burn the evidence. She keeps that fire going every day, Rollo. Perhaps it may already be too late. Just think of the mounds of documents lost to ash. Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. You just think for a moment. Luca, is there anywhere Gran doesn't want you to go? Yeah, the closet upstairs. So maybe it stands to reason we should check there first. No dice, it's locked. Well, well, well. Look who stands to reason now. I have no idea where the key is. It's really important. She probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else? She has her berry bushes. Who has ever thought we're going to take an important thing and huck it in a bush? True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary? Well, she's always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. But it doesn't matter anyway, I can't reach the latch.
A look of realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
Alright, Rollo. Your turn to shine. Ah, yes. Call upon my expert detective skills. And now I shall proceed with...
Luca scrambled up Rollo's back.
Hey, this is my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick. And every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to sit on. So this is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss. But the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic, yeah. Even though I was expecting, like, oh, hey. I me yank this random
As
teacup
Beth pulled
and
on one of the teacups, it slanted forward with a hollow click. The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
seems like your gran has been doing some remodeling. Dude, only two types of people have secret lairs. Evil masterminds, superheroes. So which one do you think she is? We're about to find out. Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracy vibe. Oh, wow. Yeah, this cannot be good. You look around before we jump to conclusions. You guys can also look around.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it.
What'd you get there? It's my dad. It looks like some of his old medical files. Letters,
Luca
doctor?
nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Oh, you gonna read it? Here, let me help.
Carlos swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it? One sec. Dense documents. This. Best to skip straight to the middle. Where all the meaty bits live. Well, I had no idea you were in the presence of a preeminent scholar of dense documents. And cheeseburgers. By all
He
means,
stopped
proceed.
at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Ah, here we are. Oh, exhibition of Terrence Wilby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and melanase. My temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints, similar to the symptoms exhibited by Mrs. Wilby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from
Roland
Joseph.
looked up with heightened surprise.
See, creepy. Yeah, that's kind of disturbing. Who's Joseph? It's Mr. Nunkery's name.
Rollo's finger traced across the page.
There's more scribbling in the margins. Could be contagious. Mr. Willoughby claims the tap water in his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental. Lab results only raise more questions. It's like he came back to the report later and made those notes. So it might be related to something
Rollo scanned
else.
through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. His disease, or whatever it is, progresses so fast. And with his wife passing, Terrence's condition follows close behind, exacerbated by the loss. Enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own hands.
Staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What does it say
Rollo
next?
rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends. But there has to
Luca
be more.
frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Okay, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see? What does he mean enough is enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is
Luca
bullshit.
slammed the drawer shut. A spider web of string connected photos of people from it, interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Well, she sure kept herself busy. Is your grand a serial killer? Because I'm starting to get that vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure, she just tracks everyone's movements, the movements of everyone in town, out of the kindness of her heart. She put little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Nuncrete has a check mark. Clipboards are all inside a big circle. My mom's are both on here. Both with question marks. This Valentine has a question mark. Eris has a question mark that's been crossed out. Oh, Mr. Kerr has a bullseye. The killer has chosen as her next victim. I don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good. What do we have here? Barrel is marked caution, explosive, and jam jars. That's enough jam to feed the whole town. What kind of incendiary jam is your grand making? There's a good charm. She wouldn't have had me walk around delivering bombs, right? Only one way to find out.
Casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam. He smacked his lips.
And the brown sugar and ink.
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper. Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
The address is to Mr. Fratelli. Grand Jam Graham. It says, last night I used the disguise Harris provided to scout the location. The timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. Oh man, are you going to do a heist? Whatever it is, it can't be good. So more a bombshell than a bomb, am I right? You're new here, so I'll let that slide. But I'm the bad joke guy around here.
They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Cool, this looks like a treasure map. Not every old map is a treasure map, Rollo. Yes, but every treasure map is an old map. Can't fault that logic. Look, there's even a pathway drawn on that. Starts at the entrance to town. If you follow it,
carefully traced the path with his finger.
It's right to
down at the end point.
Town Square. It's a fountain in the middle of town. It's a weird place to hide treasure. Well, that doesn't look like treasure to me. Maybe the path is this same symbol as these explosives over here. So it's not hiding treasure. Real bummer. Hello. What's the thing you've been excited for the past month? The festival. Did you just say gulp? This feels like a gulp kind of situation. Everyone will be gathered near the center of town. She's gonna blow up the festival if we stop her. What's
Luca
that?
looked up from the map.
What's that? No, I heard it too. Which means someone just shut the door. Which means someone's upstairs. Shh, quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards and steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence. A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down there?
The three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step. Thump.
Yoo-hoo. I'm not here to hurt anyone. Just here to help. Just...
At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Oh. Guess it's
Rollo
something.
shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
Oh, no.
It was too late. Rollo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
flaming chicken coop.
With all his weight, Rollo tackled the man to the ground.
Hello? Serious creepy man? You
From
there?
the dark corner, they saw something move.
Oh, I don't know if I had it in me. There's only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rollo, that was awesome. Wait, did you just kill
Lucas
that person?
scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
You sure clobbered him good, Rollo. He's knocked out
As
cold.
Beck flicked back on the light, Luca and Rollo both gasped in stereo.
Mr. Trolliver.
Chapter 7. The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver. Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
See, they'd run the classic good cop. See, go chill.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
I'll handle this. Just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Hey, I sure got my bell
He
wrong.
looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Miss Tolliver. This is all a big mistake. So, what are you doing here? Why do you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rollo just got a little startled. Rollo's
Rollo
here?
and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Oh, alright. Mistakes happen. You kids gave old, Hiram a good scare. Let's just get me out of these ropes and call it even.
Luca glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical.
Mr. Tolliver, why are you in my grand's basement? We're here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my grand up to? You cut me loose, I can show you. How do I know you can trust
Mr.
you?
Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? No. And since your grandma moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yep. So why should I turn my back on your family now? It's just, all this stuff seems pretty weird. I'm bored with names of families in town. The archives, my dad's old disturbing patient
Luca
notes.
gestured to the corner.
Barrels of explosives. I can explain everything. Just need you to untie me. You kids deserve
Luca
an
looked again to
explanation.
Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's good, lad. This all makes sense
He
in time.
edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
See, this town has a secret, Luca. Very dark past indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
Yes, it must be brought
He
to
punctuated his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
light. Son
Beck
of a...
darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us
Mr.
down here.
Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't lying, you know. You kids just keep... The adults
They
handle
looked
this.
bewildered at each other.
They're cool, huh? Now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end. Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement. Back to the drawing board.
Alright. So, this one, and instead of chill, use our other option. So, run the classic good cop, hard cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery...
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver?
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the
The chair
world?
wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who? Who's
Mr.
there?
Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking you the questions here, punk. Now, hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're
The
sweating.
doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or... well, let us say, I've never needed another
Rollo,
way.
hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't
Mr.
even...
Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
Tie me down, how on earth am I to dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans! What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Grant.
Mr.
Grant?
Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, huh? Blow up the festival?
He
Good
shook
lord.
his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
Oh no, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source. What's the source?
His
It's
voice
where-
faded to a whisper.
The town began. Where it all began. It is Operation
With
Spark Plug.
that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold. Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Damn, Roll. I think you went a little too hard on him. Did you say about the source? It's where the town began. We need more information. Yeah, but we better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anyone else who might know more? What about the History Museum? We got set up for the festival. Yeah, the tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library. Information about this. If there's information about this source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. Fast travel. Excellent. It's a dang nice library. Thanks, we worked hard on it. It's a little young to be a librarian. Oh, they don't hang out here so much, eventually they just gave him a set of keys. Just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novik sometimes. Yeah, you working for free? It's quite to get access to all the books I can read. I'm working a person what? Fair enough. What can I do for you? I need a favor. I already told you, Umbrella. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hick and Tonic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. At a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you speak my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing. We sort of don't know. What you got in the history of the town? There's the county record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, that sort of stuff. Pretty boring reading. They do all go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, let's start there.
Chapter 8. 6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
Let's see. If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. I have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of those S9 death records. Rollo Cutter led a full and wonderful life, till he read so much boring crud his brain oozed out of his ears.
Shut his book with an assertive nod.
Got a better idea, split it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal, and it won't be boring country records that kill you. I'll put you the obituaries myself.
Muttered under his breath.
You're a county record. Really? That's the best you got? I'm done with you. You'll be a footnote in history. Just like...
Slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hartford here. Love to see you try. Hey. We're a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name back? In the orbit? J. Hartford. From Brookfield Tribute 8 years ago. It can't be right. What is it? J. Hartford? That's my grand's name, Juniper Hartford. Maybe there are 2 J. Hartfords? Miss Hartford is survived by her daughter E. Hartford. It's my mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. My grand's 6 feet under, 3 towns over? Who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
Alright, gotta close up for the night.
Rubbed her eyes.
What is it? Almost dead? Oh crap, it's gonna kill me. I gotta know. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about that unconscious man in your basement? I'm thinking something.
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering. He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Let me leave that open. Oh
Mr.
no.
Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
He woke up and escaped the bindings
Or
left without
maybe
trace.
Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. Snail brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled it.
Alright. Shoved a handful in his mouth. I'm afraid your jam delivery will
He
be
flipped the
delayed.
lid to read the label.
Mr. Nencreed. Hee hee. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then you play it cool. The only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing's wrong. I don't think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left. However, he was done. Let's see. This is Red. Okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed, play it cool.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
On legs. 2 more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
The germ. Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Rest now and let me handle everything.
Chapter 9. A speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed.
Alright.
He moaned into his pillow. What, or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nun? Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
Alright. The festival. Alright. Yeah. Where have you been? Gonna put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators. Not this one. This one's intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Want me to sleep? Go, ho, ho. Sly devil. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? Oh, let's see. We looked around but haven't seen anything odd. Grant, it's nowhere to be found. Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mary Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone's gathering at the stage. Let's get moving.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Ahem. This thing... hello, Beacon Pines. I'm August Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. So, yes, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. I won't be here for my father's shopper Valentine. So I thought I'd just begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. Even that's more than the old codger
Gus cleared
deserved.
his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, where was I?
Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
It's
He
Valentine,
gave
everyone.
Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear for our mayor. What a great turnout. Oh, heck, I didn't prepare anything. I suppose I could say a few words. I'd be ashamed to waste this beautiful
Mr. Kerr
moment.
pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Community, conviction, commitments, these are all things to celebrate perennial harvest. Rest these pillars the bridge to the better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am deadgum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all here today. It's hard for me to believe that it was just 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip, which covered a small town, which would change my life
Mr. Kerr
forever.
took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
The second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place held me captive. See, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still had things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment, change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Fate made the perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. Harvest is community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the fall harvest was an unshakable conviction. Conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Harvest was out of that conviction that we are that horizon. As well as similar to our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into the future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I'm tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish.
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, just a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Throughout my travels, I learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have planted a lot of good this time, and so with happy heart I can proclaim.
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
Our harvest awaits. Alright, well, we froze again.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end.
Alright, well, so I think this here would be a good place to call it for the evening. So, feel we're making progress, getting answers we need, but looks like we're going to have to take another go with this. So we'll do that. It's time. So, and with that, you guys have a great week. I'll see you all next time. Bye.